Okay, so Skip Bayless was not surprised that Bruce Allen would say that the culture here is darn good. Why?
Because he's just a puppet.
He's just a puppet. All Bruce Allen does is he gets paid a lot of money to lie for Dan Snyder. Right? Right. And then, of course, Shannon Sharpe was surprised until Skip Bayless explained why he shouldn't be surprised. So, this team is a god-awful crappy mess. And, I agree with Shannon Sharpe. I think that Mike Tomlin would never take the job as the Redskins coach. Not only would he be a retread, but Mike Tomlin has been working for a team the last 12 years that stays out of his way, that lets him run the Steelers the way that he sees fit. Right? So, how is Mike Tomlin going to come to the Redskins and put up with this team? How's he going to go from a team where he has pretty much full autonomy to a team where he has to deal with this garbage? Okay, now, say these names with me, Rich. Matt LaFleur. Okay. Sean McVay. Okay. And Kyle Shanahan. Now, you don't know who these three guys are, but I'm fixing to tell you. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator for the Redskins before he took the coach with the 49ers. Sean McVay became the offensive coordinator after Kyle Shanahan took that job. Then Matt LaFleur took over as offensive coordinator for the Redskins after Sean McVay took the Rams job. And what have all three of them done? Matt LaFleur is the coach of the Packers, who, by the way, are 4-1, who look great. Kyle Shanahan's turned the 49ers around. Sean McVay has completely turned the Rams around, got them to the Super Bowl last year, and Matt LaFleur has the Packers sitting at 4-1 after they missed the playoffs last year. So my question is two things. Why didn't Dan Snyder fire Jay Gruden and hire one of these guys to be the coach while they were there?
Got me.
You know what I think it is? And now you have Kevin O'Connell, who is a current offensive coordinator, who's seen in the same way as all these other guys were. And yet, Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, and Kyle Shanahan have all got their teams turned around. There's two reasons. Either Dan Snyder does not know how to promote the right people and get rid of the wrong people, or maybe because the Redskins culture is so great, maybe Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, and Matt LaFleur were offered the job and wanted nothing to do with it. Maybe these three guys had enough sense to get out of Dodge. Has it occurred to you the possibility that maybe the reason why Bill Callahan has been promoted as interim head coach is because Kevin O'Connell does not want this job? As long as Dan Snyder is the owner of this team, this is how it's going to be. And check this out. What is absolutely obvious from watching the presser in its entirety is that Bruce Allen is going nowhere. He's not about to be fired. And why is he not about to be fired? What did you say earlier?
He's
a
puppet.
He's a puppet.
Yep. You got it.
He went out there and he faced down every last one of these questions and gave this dismissive answer, oh, we're all accountable. He didn't look like he was afraid for his job, because he's not. Because as long as he goes out there and does what Danny Boy wants him to do, his job is safe. Right? His job is safe. Get through the press conference and move on to the next thing. And I'll tell you something else. I don't know if the reason why there were so many Patriots jerseys at this last week's home game was because there were a lot of Patriots fans in the stands. Let me tell you something about DC. The fans of this team are so fed up with this team and the owner and the whole organization from top to bottom. The top selling jersey in the DC area is not a Redskins jersey. Guess what team it is?
Patriots.
And guess what player's jersey is the one that they're buying?
Patriots.
Brady.
Brady's, yeah.
Okay. I would posit to guess to you that those were Redskins fans in the stadium wearing Patriots jerseys. Because they want Dan Snyder out. We need to bring in somebody from the Patriots front office to bring in front office people with him, have a Patriots executive be the GM, and bring in people from the front office to run the front office of the Redskins. Because I'm telling you this, for all the hours that Bruce Allen claims that they put in, there is absolutely jack squat to show for it. Because maybe you stink at what you do. We don't care how much you care. If you're incompetent, it doesn't make any difference how many hours you put into it. Right?
Yep.
Right?
You got it.
Right. Can you pause it? You got it. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Okay. So we went ahead and looked back at the 2008 NFL Draft, where the Redskins, under the leadership of Dan Snyder and Vinny Cerrato, wasted and squandered all three of their second-round picks. And everybody predicted this was going to happen. They took Devin White, Fred Davis, and Malcolm Kelly. Now, I've made it a point to find out who was there and available when those three second-round picks came down. Well, Redskins, brethren, it's ugly. It is ugly. And before I get to this, I thought to myself, when Rich and I decided to launch this, we said, something? We're going to be slamming the Redskins so much in these broadcasts. Let's try to say one positive thing about the Redskins during the broadcast. And so, but you know why we haven't? Because we can't think of anything.
That's right.
When we find something positive to say about the Redskins, we'll put it out there. Okay, so here's the bad news. So the Redskins take Devin Thomas with their second round pick. A guy who, by the way, played 1 year at Michigan State, had an okay year, but he wasn't worth taking with your first pick in the draft. So, before the Redskins took Fred Davis with their second wasted round pick, about 3 picks after the Redskins squandered their first second round pick on Devin Thomas, Green Bay Packers, drum roll, the Green Bay Packers select Jordy Nelson. I know you guys are crying out there, right? Yeah, the Redskins took Jordy Nelson the Packers took Jordy Nelson because the Redskins were too stupid to take him. All right? And it gets worse. Because after the Redskins waste their second round pick on Fred Davis, Jordy Nelson was picked. It was 36 or 39 overall. At pick 46, the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is after Fred Davis, and this is while they still have another second round pick coming. They have another pick coming. They passed this guy over, but they still have another pick. The Philadelphia Eagles select DeSean Jackson. You gotta be kidding me? Jordy Nelson and DeSean Jackson were sitting there on the board, and the Redskins didn't take either one of them. Are you kidding me? Really? And who do the Redskins take with their last pick? Malcolm freaking Kelly. And here's another funny one. In the 4th round, I don't even care who they took in the 3rd round. Josh Sitton was sitting there in the 4th round. The guard, I think he still plays for the Packers. It's very good. The Redskins took William, whoever the heck that is, Hayes. And guess what offensive guard? Guess what offensive guard the Redskins took? They had a higher grade for him than they did Josh Sitton. Chad Rhinehart. Where's he now? Flipping burgers at McDonald's? All of this is to say one thing, that Dan Snyder has got to go. Because when you have a snake, let's say a poisonous python snake, he's the head, right? The head is what bites you, right?
Yep.
Rich, answer this question for me. You're standing behind the snake, the cobra snake, and you've got a knife, a long blade in your hand. How do you kill the snake?
Cut its head off.
You cut its head off. You know what? I think that makes a great 2-part video. How about we go ahead and shut her down?
You got it.
All right.